Hello, my bombshellers. I've got a lot of news, and we're going to try and cover all the news in this one little video. First and foremost, I stayed up till 5 a.m. last night watching the results as they would come in. I was that enthralled with this election, but I was not the only one. More on that in a minute. Anyway, the good news. I woke up at 8 o'clock. Well, not 8 o'clock, sorry. Woke up about 10:30, and I heard this man crying on TV, and the words he was saying, I knew we had won. It was an overwhelming feeling, and I had so much joy in my heart. This nation has finally, we put our liberties and our hope and everything in our future is going to go the right way now. I truly believe that in my heart of hearts. The Affordable Care Act is one that that alone to me crushed Trump from getting back in. The man did not have a plan. Where was his plan? Lay it out during the debate. Don't just say you have a plan and you don't lay it out. Then to know that these little girls watching Kamala taking the office and knowing that, hey, someday this can be you too. But, not only that, but knowing, they have hopes and dreams and they can see them come true. I think that's the best part. I see only good things. I see this as a turnaround. And if you were on the other side of the fence and voted against them, this is the time to jump over that fence and make things right and realize this is a time to stand together in our darkest hours. And we can do anything in our power. And I love that song by the Judds. But I truly believe this is the time that we can build a bridge and that we can reach across and we can say, you know what? In 2016, we had our year. This is your year, and we want to celebrate with you and lend that olive branch out and be able to accept what it is. We know that certain people will not concede. I have even tweeted the man. But it is what it is. He can't accept it. He believes that he's won by the most voters turnout and the most votes in the land, and that's not the case. And I just hope at some point he realizes the not only the damage he's doing to the Oval Office by him not simply conceding and saying, you know what, I accept the people's voice, I accept the people's vote, because their vote is their voice, and it's disgraceful. Anyway, yes, I followed CNN all the way through to watching Kamala tonight and Joe on there with their speech. And I truly believe this is the first time in history that we have had a victory speech, if you will, before a concession speech. And you all were wanting Hillary to concede. Well, what about turnabout is fair play? I'm an independent. He had 4 years to change my mind. Instead, there was no chance in recovering how I really felt from 2016 to 2020 about him. There was too much in between. Too many things, too many barriers. Plus, let's not forget that he was impeached. Just got to say that. And one will say, yeah, by one party, but not the other. Okay. You got your arguing point. But know this. We're done. We're closing the book on him in January. We're starting a new book. It's a new fresh page in January. And we hope to write a wonderful 4 years. Anyway, with that being said, I wanted to also say that this was a rewarding day for myself. I delivered books to my work mom and got to visit with her a little bit, and she told me that she was so grateful for my thoughtfulness and my kindness by always sharing historical romances and giving her books that she reads so she doesn't have to put herself in jeopardy with COVID. And I honestly think that that's a great thing to do something nice for someone who may have an immune system that, if exposed to such, um, you know, disease, you just don't want to think of what could come because of that, you know. So that was rewarding. And then came home, and my mom and I are going to deliver Hannah some birthday gifts tomorrow. So she's our little birthday girl across the street. I know she's going to enjoy that. Um, then we went to Goodwill today and Dollar General. And we went to Goodwill first, which I was on a mission. Okay. One of my friends had put an SOS out that we're helping kids by donating kid books. So I went out to Goodwill with that in mind. Okay. And I gotta say, you know, sometimes the price is there, great. Sometimes it's like, seriously? So I got charged this kid book price, which some of you are going to say it's not that big of a difference, but when you're on a tight budget, every penny counts. And I got charged $1.19 for a kid book. Kid you not. Well, they stopped putting the color dot on the side of the book, so you can't have the opportunity at getting a half price. But I was getting these kid books, and there's a reason why. We'll get back to that in a minute. So we get up there to get checked out. The kid books are $1.19. Paperbacks are 99 cents. And hardbacks are something like $2.39, which I had one hardback and I didn't realize it. But it was like $20 that I spent there. Yeah. So then we went down to, which by the way, I got to see a friend there who complimented me on my weight loss and said, I want to tell you something. I know you may not realize it, but it's very evident to all of us. We want to congratulate you that you're working so hard on your weight loss and that you've done an excellent job. Thank you. That meant a lot. Went down to Dollar General, and I was talking to one of my friends down there who helped me pick out some things for an event coming up. And when we were talking, I told her about why I'm collecting these kid books for. And she thought, oh, what a great way to, recycle things and give the kids something, because the place that I give these books to gives the kids these books for just a donation so that they can turn around and use that donation to help a library in the community. So she said, you give me, she goes, I'll look through my kids' stuff because they're getting older. And she says, I'll get back in touch with you. I can't believe how thoughtful you're being to help these kids when they're not even your own kids. And it's so kind of you and so caring. I said, well, kids are a special topic to me because I've longed to be a mom for so long. And I don't have the beauty of that outcome. I don't know if I ever will at this point. But if I can help a child in need, I will do that. It's just like I've given to St. Jude for several months. Why? Because I don't have a child. But we're heading towards the holidays. And to think that a child who is ill may not be there for their holiday, let alone celebrate it with their family, which is the greatest gift you can have, it's heartbreaking. So, I said, that's all I want the books for, is to help these kids out. Yeah, they get to find a book, but at the same time, their parents get to give a donation so the library in the area gets to flourish. And I think that's great. And at Goodwill, I had picked out all these like little golden books. And if anybody wants to help out with giving me books to pass on to good people for good needs, I do have an email. You can get a hold of me, dkpbbprafan@yahoo.com, which is all country music singers' initials. David Kirsch, Paul Brandt, Brad Paisley, Rhett Akins, fan@yahoo.com. But these good people need your donations of books, and if you can help out at all, it's much appreciated. This is the time of year to be giving. Speaking of being giving, I posted this on my Facebook earlier today. We're heading towards Thanksgiving and also Veterans Day. 2 days that we need to be grateful in November. And it only takes a minute to say thank you. Like, thank you for your service. You can write a thank you card and send it to your local VFW, thanking them for their service, and if you can, make a donation. You can also say thank you to your friends and family by taking a piece of paper and writing thankful on the top. Write down on that piece of paper what you're thankful for. If you can't think of everything that happened to you this year and the reasons you have to be grateful, let me help you a little bit. You survived 2020, okay? There's people out there who were not that blessed to survive 2020. You also have friends, you have family, you have a job. God bless y'all in those situations. And, you know, you got to be grateful, okay? And you got to be thankful for what you have in life in order to appreciate life. Yeah, it's a struggle. There's times when it's not so plentiful. But for what we have, the very air we breathe, the very step you get to walk in the morning, the things you see with your eyes, the things you hear with your ears, the small things in life matter. And I hope that that's what I help you realize. Don't take a single moment for granted. Because this is the moment, this is the time you get to say thank you for everything you have. I guess when it comes to helping the kids out, it's something so dear to my heart. Whether it's St. Jude's or helping these kids have books just to go and read for their purpose of enjoyment, their purpose of feeling like, oh wow, I got a book. The gift of enrichment of reading. You know, I remember being a kid once, imagine that. And there was a store here in town, no longer here. And I was real young. And it was a little golden book. I don't remember the name of it, so don't try and say, well, what was the name? But I wanted that book so bad because it had a panda on it. And it had something about a paint box. And it was just, you know, so expensive because why? It was a little golden book. Anyway, long story short, I remember doing chores around the house. I remember doing little things around the house in order to earn that book. Don't ask me what happened to it today because I don't know. But it was just really important to me. And later in life, when I found out the joy of reading, I think that it's so important that the kids out there find more than the latest video game or what's on TV or the internet. I think it's important that they have an outlet that they can go old school for about 5.5 seconds and enrich their mind and read a book. Learn a little without going on Google to have to look it up. Don't you all remember we had the card catalog for the crying out loud at the library when we did our book reports? Remember Book It? Oh, goodness gravy. We wanted those stars in order to get our free personal pan pizza over there at Pizza Hut. You know, today's world is not the same world that we lived in. And honestly, if Joe Biden can bring a little bit of that world back, oh, please, God, do. Now, I'm not saying that he'll bring the card catalog back because that's long gone, okay? But to know that maybe some decency, some justice and liberty for all, and our Affordable Health Care Act will be here to stay. And that's what I'm praying for the most, the Affordable Health Care Act. Anyway, brings so much emotions, and I want to thank everybody for their kind words and compliments today, because it means a lot. Sometimes you get down on yourself and you're thinking, gosh, how am I going to make ends meet? How am I going to get what I want for people for Christmas? Because the funds are just not there. And I'm one of these people that I like to pull off the impossible, you know? I've got to say, I've got my eyes on some big prizes, and I just pray that I can get there. But if I can't, then whatever I wind up with will be fine for them. It'll be a little heartbreaking, I won't lie, but I try to make the impossible happen for people, to let them know that they matter, to let them know that I'm grateful and thankful and blessed for them being in my life. And I think that this time of year especially, we all need to hit the reset button and be grateful for what we have. We're not promised tomorrow. We're not promised how, it's going to be happy or sad in the next 10 minutes. Life is what you make it. So make the best of what you got while you're here. There's a lot of old country music songs that could go back and describe this moment. And, I could say, look up Satisfied Mind by Porter Wagoner. Look up, my mind's going blank when I want to name off these songs, of course. But Satisfied Mind keeps coming to the forefront. Because it isn't your money that brings you happiness. Yeah, it's short-lived. But it's the joy of giving. And that's what I want everybody to remember going forth in this holiday season. It's the joy of giving. And, they say some of the biggest givers don't have that much to give, but yet they make the best of the moments. My next paycheck, I have already told County Market every year I try to buy 2 of their hope bags. And I plan on doing that next paycheck, God willing. Because you got to be grateful for what you have. You may not have too much, but you got to be grateful for it anyway. Now sit there and stay tuned. We're going to get to the rest of Hell Yeah and get a book review rating number. And I bet you'll want to read it for yourself. Just saying.